Hi everybody, I'm Saki, and welcome to Leave the Review, Take the Cannoli. This is a shitty movie review show. We need you to get on Tony's level. First off, have 3 beers before you start. Then remember, every time Tony swears, take a drink. Every time Joe swears, take 2 drinks. Every time Tony rolls his eyes or looks bored, that's a drink. Every time Joe talks over Tony, another drink. Every time Tony talks over Joe, 2 drinks. Every time a dog pops into a shot, that's a drink. Every time you see a giant pussy, 2 drinks. If Tony yells at Joe, you waterfall that bitch and get another. Remember, if you drink wine, you're not classy, you're just drinking a little cheaper. And if you're drinking hard liquor, I kinda sorta hope this kills you. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Hi everybody, and I want to say thank you to Leave the Review, Take the Cannoli for being the most awesome movie review show on YouTube and podcast.
And that's awesome that you were thanking ourselves.
I know, because I deserve a pat on the back for being so cool. And Joe, you do too, because we just had our largest influx of likes on Facebook, over 30 in a week, which only makes us, at this point, 111.
Right.
9,999,989 behind Jenna Marbles.
And wasn't it on iTunes that we were like the most popular, or the best,
We were the most popular group for stupid people reviewing movies,
right.
and we're very, very proud of that.
Incredible.
So please keep subscribing to us on YouTube, subscribe to us on Facebook, like us and share us. Subscribe to us on our podcast with iTunes. Make sure you follow us. Actually, are we on Twitter?
No, Tony, I'm sorry. You can't sum up anything in 140 characters or less.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Joe. How is that? Is that under 140 fucking characters? Seriously? Fuck you.
Well, it would have been until you started rambling again.
I hate you, Joe. Let me say, most importantly, continue to like us and share us, and at some point, we'll have a Twitter that I will be in charge of, I swear to God. Before we jump into reviews, the one thing I want to throw out is we're getting towards winter in the Midwest. If you have a chance, check out QC Detail. They're located right here in the Quad Cities. You can reach them actually at 563-676-5093. Call and set an appointment. The salt's going to go down on the roads here shortly. They're going to take care of your car and make sure it doesn't eat away your paint, your body, etc., etc. So please do call QC Detail. Ask for Kurt Jansen's. Tell him that Leave the Review, Take the Cannoli. Ask to call. He's not going to get any bit of a discount on that because his prices are way the hell too good. I'm going to make sure I get my car down there because I treat my car like a piece of shit.
The first time you've ever washed your car, probably.
Pretty much. I wash it once a year, and if I'm going to do that, I'm going to make sure he takes care of it. So 563-676-5093. As we roll into the reviews today, it is October.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to sum up with the greatest horror franchise of all time, which is
Halloween.
Until then, we're going to review
Arguably,
horror movies. Joe's going to take all the American classics, and I'm going to take the foreign shit. So, Joe, lead us off.
Well, the first one I want to do, which is also on my Mount Rushmore, which I think I've talked about before, Mount Rushmore of horror films, is Nightmare on Elm Street, starring Robert Englund. Actually, I don't think he's ever starred in anything else.
No, he's been in a ton of movies.
Really?
The problem is, they're all, like, he was in 2001 Maniacs, he's in 2000 Maniacs, followed by 2000...
How do you know this?
Because I've seen it. Followed by
Wow.
2001 Maniacs, Field of Screams.
You must be 2002.
I hope he's in it. Which is actually a remake of a 70s movie, They All Sucked. No, he was in the Wishmaster.
Shocker, folks.
He was in the Wishmaster series.
Wishmaster.
Yeah, playing the Wishmaster. He plays, basically, the problem is, he plays the same bit part, which is really creepy, scary guy.
Right.
He's in The Mangler, Stephen King short story. Short story's so much better than that movie. It's on a giant killer laundry machine. No, it
sounds wonderful.
I know, he's... the thing is that Nightmare on Elm Street actually put him on the map as Freddy Krueger goes down as one of the creepiest killers and maniacal killers on top of that. The thing that he has over Mike Myers, that he has over Jason Voorhees, is he speaks, which was revolutionary for that kind of character.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, but here's the thing. You know, this is one of those movies where they spawned a series of movies.
Right.
But the first one was actually serious. Oh, there might have been a couple of jokes.
Right.
But it was serious.
Right.
It was scary. And it had the gore. It was gorier than Friday the 13th.
By
It
far.
was gorier
Every first
than
Halloween,
Texas
the
Chainsaw
very first
Massacre.
Halloween didn't have any blood.
No.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre didn't have any blood.
No.
Friday the 13th was the first one to bring up a gore
But,
factor.
but if you watch the first Friday the 13th,
Oh, it's so
there's
tame
no gore.
compared to what today is.
But Nightmare on Elm Street brought it in, but it wasn't. I don't know.
It wasn't
for some
overzealous.
reason. It wasn't like
Right.
it wasn't the shock factor. I mean, it was an actually scary movie, and it also has its music isn't as classic as Halloween or even Friday the 13th.
Right, those stick with you forever.
But the 1, 2, Freddy's coming.
Can you do the whole thing?
Yeah, I think so. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, lock the door. 5, 6, pick up your crucifix
grab
or
your
something like
crucifix,
that.
grab your crucifix.
7, 8, stay up late. 9, 10.
Freddy's
Freddy's
coming
coming
again.
again.
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
So-
it's iconic.
And I
in
haven't
its own
seen it
way.
forever.
And I'll tell you what, frankly, the two little girls jumping rope
Mhm.
are two of the creepiest things I've
Right.
had. Because
Right.
they're innocent and they're all in
Right.
white, and then
Little
that's where
girls,
Wes
creepy.
Craven
Right.
does an amazing job of bringing that to the forefront.
Mm-hmm.
This movie overall, Heather Levenkamp?
Yeah, what
Yeah, she does an amazing job as playing the virginal victim.
Right.
This is one of the movies that follows the basic stereotype or formula of the slasher genre.
And the incredibly famous Johnny Depp
Gets sucked into a bed.
actually is in this movie.
Mhm.
But it's not a bad movie. It's a good movie. I have not written the review for it. I will write it. I'm going to give it 4 stubbies. I'm going to give it 4 stubbies.
I'm gonna step up on you a little bit. I'm gonna give it 4.5.
Really?
Honestly. The
Really?
only reason
Okay,
the
that's
only
cool.
reason I'm not giving it 5 is because it's
I can't give it 5. Halloween's 5.
so that's
And
my,
which we will
that's
talk
my only
about.
problem. That's my only problem is it's not Halloween.
Right.
Alright, here's where Friday the 13th succeeds in so many levels. And actually I'm gonna go back to what you said, where it's not this is not this is not this. If you've
Right.
seen the remake is actually more
I like-
honest.
I like the
it too.
remake. I really like
for
the
the remakes between the Halloween, the Friday 13th, and the Nightmare on Elm Street
Right.
remake. I will take Nightmare on Elm Street all day because the remake is actually more accurate to the original concept in the script. That Freddy in the original, this is
Right.
God bless American society. In the original Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger was not a child murderer; he was a child molester.
Right.
When they made the original Nightmare on Elm Street is 81? 82?
It's early
I'm
80s.
looking.
He's still a Candy
I'm
Crusher.
going to say 83.
83?
I might
Okay.
be wrong.
Well, he'll look it up. I'm gonna go with 81. I'm gonna go. It's just a little older than me. When they made it, the studio said, "Child molester is too scary. Well, he can be a child killer. That's good.
Right.
That's interesting to me."
84.
84.
Oh God, I was 2. My mom probably let me watch it. Yay, alcohol.
Oh, I'm sure I
No.
watched it.
In 84. That's the first thing that actually changed in the remake is they returned him to a child molester.
Jackie Earl Haley.
Jackie Earl Haley,
He is
Who's known for-
amazing.
who's
well,
known
he's in The
for-
Watchmen.
Sling Blade.
Okay.
He
Alright,
is.
Sling
Oh
Blade.
great
Yeah.
movie. Great fucking movie.
But
Billy
he's in
Bob
The
Thornton.
Watchmen. He plays
Yep.
the guy with the mask that moves.
It does a wonderful job in that as well, which we'll get to that during superhero time. But no, Jackie Earl Haley plays him in the remake, and in the remake, he doesn't talk. There's no "Welcome to my world, bitch" like there is in the original.
Right.
They actually had to kind of dummy up the original because it was too creepy. It crossed lines that the studio wasn't ready to cross, which is I
Well,
believe
back
Universal
before.
Productions.
Right. And now it'd be a
especially-
rated PG-13 movie. Probably.
Probably. That might do so well. And the basic story of Nightmare on Elm Street is Freddy Krueger is a child murderer in the original, molester in the second, who the parents, he gets off on a technicality when he's taking the trial,
Right.
which I think happens, if it happens once, it happens more often than it should.
Right.
Frankly, so he gets off. And so the parents take justice in their own hands, and they track him down to
And
his factory, and they burn him to
They
death.
burned to death.
if there is I would say burning would probably be about one of the worst ways to die, especially if you're going to be executed like that. So he comes back in the dreams, and he's able to butcher and kill the children of the people that are responsible for his death. And that's what makes it awesome, because we want to control our dreams, but if there's an actual dream master, Friday 13th, or Nightmare on Elm Street 5 is Dream Master. I want to say, but either way, if there's somebody who actually can overtake your dreams, we've all had that scary dream that is just so stupid when you think about the next day, but it's scary at the time. And this, imagine yourself being able to actually die during that. I think there'd be nothing scarier.
You know, it's funny. You ever listen to Wes Craven, who actually made?
Yeah, he was a fucking genius.
Anything makes Scream. I mean, wow. You know, which we'll talk about Scream next week or something like that.
Yeah.
But you ever listen to him talk? He's actually creepy when he talks.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
But he, how did he come up with this? I mean, he was having nightmares, or he was reading about people having nightmares and hurting themselves, and stuff like that.
Night terrors.
Night terror, and they were actually hurting themselves.
It's a big deal out there,
right?
You know.
So he has this idea, and bada bing, bada boom, he's got a franchise on it. But here's my problem, though.
2's one of the worst sequels ever made.
It gets stupid. It's instantly just a joke. Yeah. They're comedies. They are comedies after the first one.
Right.
Until they come out with Wes Craven's New Nightmare, which was very good, I thought.
I'm gonna give okay, just like I did during Friday the 13th. Okay, Friday the 13th, 1, fucking awesome. 2 was okay, 3 sucked, and then 4, which was supposed to be the end, was good. I will actually
they had Freddy's Dead.
I'll give a nod to Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, 5.
Okay.
I'll give it a little bit of a nod because it tried to wrap up the whole series, and then they came up with 6 and beyond, which was a problem in the series, frankly. 5, Freddy's Dead. If you want to go 1...
Which one's Freddy's Dead?
It has Heather again.
No.
Yes, it does.
Freddy's Dead does?
Yes.
I know Wes Craven's New Nightmare does.
Right, so is Heather. Okay. Yeah, it does, shortly. Because actually Dream Warriors, which is 3, is not awful. 2, just ignore 2. Seriously, if somebody wants you to watch 2, just punch them in the face. Don't watch 2.
4 stubbies, broken condom, 1 stubby.
I swear to God, 5 is not bad. It's not. It's really not bad.
I don't know. I'd have to watch it again.
Yeah.
I'm going to lean on 1 stubby, and let's watch it again maybe. Freddy's Dead, not very good.
Final Nightmare, yeah.
Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
It takes the whole series in a completely different realm, which is great. If you only watch Nightmare on Elm Street the original and then go directly to New Nightmare, you're fine.
You can do that, yeah.
And it's very interesting. You're not going to lose anything. It brings back all the original cast except for Johnny Depp because he was like, I'm a blockbuster whose movies lose a lot of money a lot. Anyway, no, it's really cool. It's something you should definitely check out. Yeah, I'm gonna say the very first Nightmare on Elm Street, you need to see it.
Oh, absolutely.
It is the phone scene. When the tongue comes out and all that. It's for whatever odd reason. It's just like that. It's so cool. It's so creepy because Nightmare on Elm Street invades the things that should not be invaded.
Right.
It gives you those. Everybody has those personal sanctities where you can go, and no matter how scary it is out there, that it's not actually happening at that point. And that's what Nightmare on Elm Street takes away from you. Mm-hmm. And that's so cool. And we're going to touch on that throughout the month of when you actually do lose those things. I didn't like you anyway. And then Wes Craven's New Nightmare takes it in a whole new direction, which is great. Check out Freddy's Dead. Nightmare on Elm Street 2 is just bad. There's no other way to say it. It's just bad.
Like I said, it became a comedy.
Yeah.
Freddy wasn't scary. Freddy was making jokes and which is the one where they turns him into a video game or something like that. And it's just pathetic.
4. The other thing I will say is when it comes down to the remakes, which we have Mount Rushmore, and then you have the Mount Rushmore remakes. They've all been redone. No, they've all been redone. Actually, yeah, they have all been
redone.
Nightmare on Elm Street, I think, personally, is the best of that group because it stays the most honest to the original. You can check it out.
I would say that, too, even though I am probably the biggest Halloween fan that I know.
Don't expect it to be like the very first, where the other ones are kind of like the first ones. I will put Texas Chainsaw as the worst. You're gonna have to review that too.
That's fine.
Yeah. But I will say that Texas Chainsaw was the worst, but Nightmare on Elm Street, I'm gonna say it's the best because
I will
it's a
say that.
completely different viewing pleasure.
Are you okay?
No, I'm just gonna burp here 1,000 times. But it's a completely different viewing pleasure from the original. It takes this story and it puts it over here, which is really, really cool. It's not like Friday the 13th, which we talked about before, where it sums up 4 movies in the first 15
I thought
minutes.
Friday the 13th remake was totally unnecessary and unusable.
It was just done poorly. It summed up 4 movies. It summed up 122, 40, 480 minutes of movies into 15 minutes, and you can't do that. Nightmare on Elm Street, it's a completely new look. So check out the original, and then check out the remake.
Oh, by the way, since we're talking, there is a Freddy vs. Jason, which I thought was a sad attempt. I did not enjoy it at all. It could have been so much better.
It's entertaining, but it's not good.
Right, I'll give you that.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. It's by no means a good.
You know what? You should go out and watch it just because it is two titans of horror.
Right. Like
in the same movie.
Like I said in our earlier review, the only thing that would have made this good is if Mike Myers popped out at the end and cut both their heads off.
You know what? Being a Halloween family, thank God he didn't, because I don't want him associated with that garbage.
Fucking Dimension. No, the problem with it, frankly, when it comes to Freddy vs. Jason, is that there is no definitive end, and that's a movie that just needed an end.
Right.
But no, greater scheme. Check out these movies. Like I said, 4.5 stars to Nightmare on Elm Street. The remake. I liked it, but you know what? Honestly, I can't go over 2.5 on the remake.
I was just thinking 2.5.
Yeah, I can't do it just because it's not the original. It's just not as good. You can't shock, you can't scare. Even though and I'm not gonna say that if that script was used for the original with the same cast, etc., that I wouldn't give that 2.5. But no, they gave their best attempt for it. It's not a franchise that you can revitalize, that you can bring back, because it was so damn good in the original. So make sure you check it out. It's a great movie.
Right, absolutely. I agree 100%. It's a must-see.
And that's why I'm a freaking genius. So thank you. Like us, share us, do the whole 9 yards, and check us out here in about 15 seconds when we review the next movie.